I work for a big-name department store. I served an old woman with a large order. I ask her if it's all one transaction, which she responds, very rudely, "What kind of question is that? Do you see another person with me?" At this point, I'm cringing because I know this isn't going to be an easy transaction. She tries to pass me her bags, but I'm not allowed to pack them, so I place all her items on the end. She starts yelling and screaming about how lazy I am, calls me the worst cashier in the world, adds some rather personal insults. And #X200B. Eventually, I look at her and say, "Look, I'm just following the rules of my job. I'm not allowed to deviate from them in any way. There's no reason to get personal. Please, leave me alone." She seems pretty humiliated after that and simply responds with "okay" and remains silent until the transaction is complete, when she apologizes for her behavior and admits that she was in a bad mood and shouldn't have taken it out on me. And #X200B. I'm not sure if she was actually sorry or just embarrassed that I called her out, but I genuinely wish more rude customers would apologize like she did. We have this one regular who likes to pick on new team members. She goes through the newest cashier if she can, and always raises a stink until the manager, me, comes by to demolish her. She always leaves grumpy, so why does she keep shopping here? Who friggin' knows? So she goes through Jay's till today. He has been here for 2 weeks and is 1 week fresh on the register. He's doing great and so far has made every effort to understand the register, and he's been pretty independent. He scans through her items, asks about the club card, offers a bag, and announces her total. She then scoffs and says how can it be that much? Jay then jovially tells her that items can add up when you're in the zone, and repeats her total. She insists he scanned something twice, and not quite having faced a customer like this before, he calls me over for backup. After listening to her claim, I dutifully check each item's tag with the register's item list to satisfy her paranoid claim, all the while explaining to Jay how to handle a double-scanned item. Wow, what a surprise. Ma'am, nothing was scanned twice, however it looks like Jay missed an item while scanning. Your new total is up by $15. Cash or card? This woman stared at Jay and I for at least 5 full silent seconds before she started apologizing and saying her English was bad and she didn't understand what we were saying. I explained what happened a couple different ways, ensuring there was no conflict of communication, and each time repeated her heightened total. Eventually she gave up, and paid the higher amount. She sulked on out of the store, claiming we always do this crap with her. Sorry lady, idiot tax is real. P.S. I did discuss with Jay to be a little more careful and steady at cash going forward, to make sure he doesn't miss any more items, just in case this has been a recurring problem and not a one-off. I have high hopes for him going forward. First post, so I hope him doing it right. English is not my native language. And #X200B. So earlier this year I started working in a local grocery store, so when this story happened I was still fairly new to everything and I wasn't wearing a headset at the time, so if something were to happen I'd have to ask a colleague to call someone. Also we have extra screens that show the customers the items that are scanned and their total, and the registers are shared by 2 people facing away from each other. I already knew the lady this story is about, because the first time she was at my register she snatched the receipt out of my hand telling me to just put it down. So when I saw her and the line to my register again I knew I had to make everything perfect. She comes up and I start scanning her items. On a side note, she bought 100 cans of cat food haha and some other stuff, and I tell her the total. She looks at the screen, then looks at me and says that it can't be because she calculated it and the register is wrong. She then proceeds to recalculate the items in her head, props to her I couldn't do this, and tells me the total she comes up with, which is about €4 less. I'm kinda lost since, you know, if the register tells me the price I can't change anything about it. In comes the manager of the evening who backs me up, after checking if I did everything right. The lady still says it can't be and recalculates at least 3 more times. Asking for the manager not knowing she is already there, the asking for someone higher up, it was late, the manager was the highest person in the store. In between she tells us she is going to take the receipt with her and she wants to have it. Me and the manager tell her she can have the receipt but she has to pay first. She actually took so much time with complaining and recalculating and everything, that another customer in line offered to pay the difference. She finally decides to pay, once again snatching the receipt out of my hand, and she leaves. That was already a wild ride for me because she was the first really rude customer I had, but you know it happens, I know that now. But the story doesn't end here, because the next time I work she comes up to my register from the outside of the store. She went shopping and came directly to me. I was scanning another customer's items and told her to wait, and I was already looking for a way to get someone to help me if she gets rude again, since I wasn't wearing a headphone thing and I was alone in the register both. But I got a really pleasant surprise because she came up to apologize to me, that in fact she calculated wrong and the register was right, and then she proceeds to tell me her life story, which I cut short. Other customers were waiting. And now every time I work and she is in the store she comes to my register and is actually rather nice now. Long-time lurker, first-time poster to this sub. I apologize for any errors. I'm on mobile. Sorry that it's a little long. I am a manager in a fairly large and well-known craft store in the US and Canada. I've been working there for 4 years now and I've had my fair share of headache-inducing customers. A few days ago, I had one woman that takes the cake. On Tuesday, I was working on truck, putting new freight on the shelves, when a woman approached me. She comes in frequently and she's never the easiest to handle. Let's call her Karen. Karen approaches me. I have a question. Me, putting on my best customer service voice and smile. Yes, ma'am? What can I assist you with? She proceeds to shove her phone into my face. The app says I will get my voucher within 72 hours of earning it. It's been 2 days. I want my voucher. Ma'am, 72 hours is 3 days. It's only been 48. Well, I purchased $30 worth of stuff Saturday. Where is it? Yes, I know that it should be 3 days, but she originally said 2. Ma'am, I apologize but I can't do anything in store. You'll need to call the customer service line and they can help you. But it takes 72 hours for vouchers to update in the system and up to 10 days for them to come through your email or app. It doesn't say that. You've asked us about it before and we've explained it before. She mumbles something about me being a bitch and walks off. 20 minutes later, I'm in the kids section putting up glitter. She sees the glitter glue pens. How much are these? $4.99. She grabs 2 packs and thanks me. 10 minutes later. Cashier comes on the radio. Can someone do a price check? Customer says these glitter pens are $1 but they're ringing up for $4.99. I sigh and reply. I helped her. They are $4.99. She's aware of this. Cashier, she's heading back there. Great. Karen points at the $1 tag for items below the pens. It says here they're $1. Ma'am, they're $4.99. I told you that when you asked a few minutes ago. This says $1. I grabbed the hooks with the $1 labels clearly attached. These are $1. Those are $4.99. The $1 is sold out. I apologize. Then those should be $1. No. Those hooks clearly say they're $4.99. She then points lower on the shelf. What about these? It says $2 but nothing is there. Yes, ma'am. That item is sold out. She points at the $2 and moves up to the glitter glue 2 shelves up. Then these should be $2. No. Those are $3. That doesn't make sense. It should go up to the next item up. No. It is only for that item. Not ones above it. I've never heard of that before. She storms off. Not even 5 minutes later. Cashier, can you come up front? She wants a manager. I walk up front, mentally preparing for the crap show I'm about to walk into. She's glaring daggers at me. I have some complaints about how you run this store. First of all, the signs are not clear. Ma'am, we have the same system as almost everyone else. Prices are on the peg for that item. Not above it. A regular customer like me doesn't know that. Internally screaming and thinking everyone knows that. My kids even know how it works. Secondly, the sale sign over there says 40% off. They're 50%. Yes. She complained about the items being on better sale than stated. I'm sorry, ma'am. Corporate will sometimes have a higher sale for items for a couple days and we won't receive signs or be notified until we see it at the register. This is ridiculous. I'm going to shop at your competitor. Sorry to hear that. Have a good day, ma'am. She came back in yesterday. This isn't a retail horror story, but it's something that confused me and made me pause for a moment to give my brain some time to comprehend that people like this really exist. I was checking out a customer at the grocery store I work in, and as I was scanning his items, he pointed at his mask and said, "Look at this is real Gucci." I paused for a moment and just looked at him, wondering how he wanted me to react and why he just said that out of the blue with no previous conversation. I just laughed because that's what I do when I'm unsure of what my reaction should be, and he smiled and paid and left. I just wonder what made him think I cared what brand his mask was? Was he expecting me, the peasant cashier, to bow down and kiss his feet at the knowledge that he could afford a Gucci mask? I used to work in the produce department at a grocery store. It was summertime, and we had seedless watermelons on sale. The signs posted on all of the cardboard bins read "Seedless watermelon 1 each $4.98. A customer approached me with a confused look on her face. "Excuse me, sir? I have a question. Does each watermelon have only one seed? The sign says 1 each." I didn't answer right away because I was waiting for her to smile, laugh and tell me she's just joking. No, she was serious. So, I politely told her that every watermelon is $4.98 each and have no seeds. "Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense. I was thinking you couldn't call them seedless if each watermelon only had 1 seed. Thanks for clearing that up for me. If I had to rank all of the dumb questions I got asked at that job, this would probably take the #1 spot."